We have the honor and pleasure to talk to two great co-authors, Mr. Neogi, Prabir Neogi, and Mr. Nand Tandan. So welcome to our studios and welcome to Asian Sounds. And let's talk about this particular book.
Thank you, Jagjeet. I would love to talk about it. This is a project which started about 4 years ago, and it's actually started in a small place in Rockcliffe, where a small group called the India-Canada Friendship Circle meets. And Prabir and I and Dr. Indo-Canadians, we were there, and we started talking about this. And look, we have these people who are now, some of them are gone. At that time, recently, some of our people had passed away. And we thought, let's capture their memories before it's too late, and so that our posterity, our future generations will know what kind of challenges their people met, what kind of trials and
fathers and grandfathers. Yes.
Trials and tribulation challenges met, how far we were successful, and those kind of things. And that's with the tape recorder in hand, we set about interviewing people.
Okay.
That of course is how it started, but as is inevitable in cases like this, the project grows. And we were greatly helped by a grant from the City of Ottawa's cultural program to support this work. And as a result of that, we were able to make it more than just a memory project or a set of memories of the pioneers.
Well, I just want to know, when you started out, you said you took the tape recorder and you left, Was there a plan, like a project plan or anything, or any methodology? You'd say, okay, I'd start from here, point A, and then go on B, C, so on. Did you have that kind of a particular plan?
Yes, we did have a plan, and we more or less followed that plan. Our plan was to interview some pioneers, about 20-25 of them, as an illustration, not that they are the only people who deserve to be interviewed. There are many others, you of course.
Oh yes, of course. Since 1967.
Yeah. So we decided to interview some people. Then we thought that our concept of Indo-Canadians was not people, just those who came from India. So one of our chapters is called "They Came from Here, There and Everywhere." So, some of our people came from Africa, Uganda.
You're talking about Indians,
yeah.
Indians coming from other countries.
Other countries.
Oh, okay.
Some people came from Fiji, some have come from Trinidad, Guyana, South Africa. So we wanted to have a Mauritius, so we wanted to have a sample of those also. So that, and then we also wanted to have some focus groups. We wanted to see what women issues were. So we had 2 focus groups of women. We wanted to see what the second generation Indo-Canadians felt. So we had 3 focus groups of yes.
Mr. Neogi, I think you want to say something.
No. I just wanted to make this point of the first and second generations clear, because by our definition, you would be considered a second generation Canadian. We consider second generation Canadians to be those who were either born in Canada or came here at a very early age and were educated there. But of course, all rules have exceptions, and the 2 pioneers, Pritam Sangha and Jagjeet Hall, if we use the strict definition, would be considered a second generation rather than pioneers.
Oh, okay.
That's all I wanted to make clear. If somebody reads the book, it should be very clear what the first and the second generations are.
Oh, fantastic. That's a good clarification, actually. But how difficult a task was this for both of you? Did you divide your duties and say, okay, Nandji, I'll do this, and Prabirji, I will do this, or did you do it like work together, or how did it work?
We mostly worked together, I would say, and we sort of we did run into problems, and the biggest problem, believe it or not, was really getting people to come and talk to us. We approached so many people. Then didn't
Why the hesitation to talk to you? They didn't want to be documented?
No, they just couldn't care. And we even made announcements on radio and on other forum, and wanted people to come in focus groups. We had problems getting people into.
Is it because they don't didn't want to open up, or was there an issue of communication maybe, or did you find out what the reason was or the rationale was? Or?
Probably the thought, these are two unimportant guys doing something.
Actually, this is a very important point. We are professionals in our own fields, but we are distinctly amateurs when it comes to a project like this or writing a book. So I don't think we approached it as a social scientist would have done. Maybe that was one reason some people felt hesitant. The other part of the work, which is beyond the interviews, consists of looking at what little data is available from Statistics Canada, what the community institutions are, and then looking at certain sectors. And this we sort of more or less divided up by mutual consent. All the interviews and the focus groups we tried to do together. So there is no sort of very clear plan which laid down right at the beginning, in 3 years we'll do this, this and this. It evolved as it usually does.
So it took you 4 years, right,
Yeah.
to do this?
Yes.
Was this your initial sort of plan, that you'd be spending so much time, or it just sort of
It happened.
It lingers
that,
on.
We
Lingered
thought,
on.
We did think it would take about 2 years, but it took longer than that. For one thing, we had problems getting data from Stats Canada. We had to get some special tabulations. There's, first of all, two problems. There's no such thing as Indo-Canadian in Statistics Canada. We had to make an artificial construct from the data that were available. And there are no tabulations available on Indo-Canadians at the Ottawa level. They are available only at the national and some. So we had to get some special tabs, and thanks to some of our people, Ravi Verma in particular, who was in Statistics Canada, and helped us in procuring those.
Besides this particular challenge, what other challenges did you have?
I think we should mention that there are two distinct phases of this book. And yes, we didn't realize it would take us 4 hours years when we started. The first phase produced a report which was submitted to the city of Ottawa, and that was a standard kind of report on what we found out about the community and so on. And then the next phase, which was helped by a second grant from the city of Ottawa, is what resulted in this book that has been published. And here we must acknowledge the contribution of another member of our team, Mr. Anil Agrawal. Without Anil, there would have been no book. I can state it as blankly as that.
Okay, well, that's great. Congratulations to the other part of your team, And Induji, I believe, has also
Right from the
worked
beginning.
very hard.
Right from the
Now, this is a history, and it's a document. It's documenting the history of Indo-Canadians. Have you also outlined problems, issues of the communities in this particular book as well? And was that needed to be documented in this kind of?
Of course, we have documented. People told the problems they had, whether they had discrimination or they didn't have discrimination, whether they hit some kind of an invisible ceilings, especially in the civil service. All those things we have documented. Now, if you allow me, I would want to say a couple of things.
Sure.
One is that you talked about the event. The event is now sold out, but I would appeal to anyone who wants to attend the function to go to our website, historyofindocanadians.com, and register. They will be on wait list, and if some people cancel out, drop out, we will ask them to come back.
So this is a very great moment for you. I want to go back to this. It is a great moment for you after 4 years of such hard labor, such hard work. You finally have it done and over with. And it's a great achievement. It's not an easy task to put something like this together. I saw some graphs and everything in there, and I think that's very impressive. So what would you like to say?
I would also like to say that this is not cast in stone. It's a labor of love which in 4 years produced this book. But we would hope that as a result of an outreach program which will follow the book launch, we will be able to make the book known to the community at large. We would hope, as is possible through the website, for people who are not represented in the book to provide their stories. And most importantly, we would hope that the second and even third generation of Indo-Canadians would show some interest and ask questions.
Sure,
because
why not?
it's really for them more than us that
You
this
didn't
book
come
is
to
written.
interview me. You didn't interview me.
An oversight.
I'm lost.
An oversight. If we do a second edition, that
This is
will be
going to,
corrected.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is there going to be a second edition so that we can all chip in and be a part
Yeah.
of this?
Jagjeet Sharma, also known as Guddi Sharma, will be a feature person.
Second edition. That will completely depend on the resources available to us, but we would very much hope that we can bring out a second edition.
Of course. We would hope to see it, actually.
Thank you.
So this is what I wanted to ask you, and I just want to say again to our listeners, the book is called A History of Indo-Canadians in Ottawa, A Journey Across Generations, and we're very honored to have Nand Tandan ji and Prabir Neogi ji, who are the co-authors of this particular book, and who have toiled and toiled for 4 years to bring this to you. So do try and attend, and as you said, July 14th, they can be on the waiting list, and if there's a cancellation, they are most welcome to register and attend the launch, right?
One last word. If anybody wants to order the book at that special price of $15, they can do it through the website.
Okay. Any other information you'd like to give, Nandji? Anything?
No, that's fine. I guess if people can come, they will enjoy. We also have some cultural program there, some dance and music. No Indian function can be complete without them.
Without them, yes, exactly.
And some food afterwards.
And some dignitaries as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mayor Jim Watson will be there, the High Commissioner of India will be there, and Mr. Chandra Arya will be there.
Okay. Well, congratulations again on your book and your book launch, and we hope to see the second edition.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.